Hello there guys, and welcome back to more Planet Coaster. We're here in front of our brand new entrance that we made a start on in the last episode. We did the majority of the legwork, but in between episodes I have been very busy. As you can see, I've really fleshed out this area and made it more of a proper entrance. Before it was a bit bare and a bit barren, and now it's looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it, to be honest with you. Yeah, it's looking really nice. I can't really see many places. Oops. I can't really see too many places in which I can improve this area as a whole. I mean, I would personally like a little bit more separation here between this kind of area and the rest of the park, but we can sort that at a later stage. Perhaps we can do kind of a bit more of a wooded area or something like that down in this area or over here. But yeah, I think this is going to work for now. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on it, and if there's any way you feel that I can improve this area. So to recap on really what I did, in fact, actually, I'm just going to show you this. So if I just change this to nighttime. There we go. Ooh, doesn't that look nice? I think we could do with maybe a little bit more lighting underneath here. But apart from that, I think it's looking pretty nice. Look at the fountains as well that I put in. I put some lights in underneath there. Just sunk them into the ground. And they look pretty nice. And we've got this little kind of detail here as well, which I'm really pleased with as well. That just looks really nice in there. So yeah, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on this. And like I say, I'm pretty happy with it. I can't really think of much else that I want to do right now. That gap is actually a bit bigger than I thought it was. But I don't want these trees to clip into this ledge here. But yeah, like I say, let's leave it at that. Let's make it daytime so it's a bit easier to see. And we're going to pause it. Now, what I wanted to do just to kick things off is I wanted to do actually a bit of the terrain, bit of terraforming, should I say. I wanted to use the terrain tool in this game. I wanted to share that with you on camera because I've not done that yet. So, while I was doing this, I actually did a bit of flattening out here. And, in fact, rather strangely, you can see here, on here, you've got this patch of grass here, and it just won't go. I've tried to, like, push down with the terrain tool, and it just won't go anywhere. So, that's a bit of a shame, but never mind. Maybe we'll get it worked out at a later stage. But what I wanted to do to kick things off really is to play with the terrain tool here. And I flattened out a little bit of this area to make room for the path. And what I wanted to do was actually bring this area was much further out before. So I want to actually bring it out now. So you've got a bit more of an arch going across here of the landscape there. So I think that'll look pretty nice. And the terrain tools are really good in this because essentially what we can do is we can just click on the terrain tool here. And what we want to do is we want to pull in this instance because we're pulling the ground up and over. Push will actually push it down, so it'll get rid of it like that. As you can see, just very lightly there. Got the intensity pretty low. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on pull. I'm going to make the size of the brush bigger by using the square bracket keys, or you can actually go down here and do it. And then I'm going to pull the intensity up to about 70, let's try 80%, let's just try that. And we want to make sure surface is locked on. I think that's what will mean that it will, in fact I'm not sure what surface lock is. I know when you do this, it doesn't wrap it around, it doesn't sort of, sorry if I can get my words straight here, it doesn't actually affect the path, it will still leave that intact and leave a nice tunnel. But yeah, I mean, we'll see how this works out anyway. I think we want to leave surface lock on. I've never used it without surface lock, to be honest. So let's leave that on. Scenery lock. Let's leave it off for the time being. And if we get too close to this area, then we'll turn it back on. But yeah, so basically what I want to do is just kind of click here, and you can see how it won't go any further than where the path is. So I can kind of come down here and look at that. That's awesome, and we've gone a bit over the top here, but that's fine. We'll correct that in a minute. And, oh, no, careful. So yeah, now we want scenery lock on. So I think what I'll do actually, because there's a few boulders here as well. So I'm going to actually click on the multi-selection tool, hold down control and just click on these guys and press delete. So the multi-selection tool's there in the bottom left. And then I'm going to click back onto terrain here and we're going to start to fill this in and see how in scenery lock tick box, it'll actually mean that it won't kind of bump into what I've done down here. So I can just kind of bring this out just a little bit more, and that's creating really quite a large tunnel. I wasn't quite expecting it to be quite that big, but it's looking okay, and it's kind of wrapping around the lamppost now, so I think we've gone as far as we can go. What I'm in fact going to do is I'm actually going to turn I'm going to turn scenery lock off and take the intensity down to probably about 37%, I think. And then I'm just going to kind of bring it in just a little bit more like this and see how that looks. Just so it's a bit more rounded here at the edge. And I think that looks okay, but then what I want to do is I want to get rid of what's happened here. So I'm actually going to go on flatten to surface. I'm going to keep it on quite a low intensity and take the size right down. And then I'm going to go like this, and hopefully this should rectify that without messing it up too much. See, it's kind of getting there, but I'm not fully sure on how this tool works yet. I think you basically click on one area, and then if it samples that as a height, as in the surface height that you want it to be. So then when you drag over anywhere else, it will copy that height. I think that's how it works, and yeah. Oh, that's worked really nice, actually. Oops, I'm inside something. Okay, awesome stuff. So that looks okay, I think. It's quite big, to be honest. I'm not entirely sure if I'm pleased with the size of it. I was kind of hoping for something a little bit kind of smaller than that. I'm going to actually do a little bit more here. And then I'm going to flatten it out on the top and just see what that looks like. So I'm going to just use the push tool here. Take the intensity and the size up a little bit. And I'm just going to kind of... Oh, no, we don't want that. Okay, so let's see here. And that seems to be just going straight in there. Let's try turning... See, this is where I would have thought surface lock would have been helpful, because I would have thought surface lock would kind of mean that it wouldn't push down any further than where you click to start with. So if I click here, then I wouldn't have thought it would kind of go down that deep, if that makes sense. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't look the greatest there. It's a bit steep. So let's just take down the intensity and just see if we can do it on the top here. That's better. Yeah, that's much better. Okay, that's working. Still a little bit rough, but I think that's going to be okay. And then, oops. I think that's looking a bit better now. I think. What do you guys reckon? And then I think I'm going to pull it up a little bit more in this area just to kind of... that's working quite nice. But the actual border, the boundary of the park is kind of causing this sharp line to occur, if you can see that. So I'm trying as best as I can just to smooth that out and get it to look a bit nicer. I think that's probably as good as we're going to get. Something that I have seen, in fact, actually there's a smooth tool here. I've not seen that before. Let's see what that does. Doesn't really do much in this instance. But what I've seen some people do is use this roughen tool. And that might be quite helpful. So let's give this a try. Let's make it quite small here. And no, that's not working too well, is it? Okay, so we're going to undo all that. And there we go. Okay, cool. So I think that's okay. Like I say, it's not exactly what I envisaged, to be honest with you. But it might be okay. In fact, I'm just going to try this. I'm going to try this by taking off these corners here. And then, in fact... yeah, I'm going to take those corners off there. And I'm just going to try this real quick here. I'm just going to bump the intensity right up. And I'm going to kind of just pull this little bit out here. So I'm going to make the brush smaller and then just pull that. And... that's not really changed it that much, to be honest. So, yeah, I'm just going to undo that. And we'll go back to what we had before with the paths there. Okay, cool. So, that works. And then what I'll do after that is I'm going to actually move some of these back down into here. Just so it's a bit lighter in there. And that should look pretty cool, I think. There we go. Awesome stuff. So I'll leave it like that for now. I think that's good, to be honest. Let me know your thoughts. Yeah, I mean, I don't... let's have a look at it from sort of guest view level. It's not too bad, really, is it? It's not too bad. Not too bad. Okay, cool. So that's enough of that for now anyway. Excuse me. Let me know your thoughts down in the description. Sorry, in the comments. And, yeah, we'll take it from there. So, finish this entrance off. I actually went round this other side. If you've followed me on Twitter, you'll have already seen this. In fact, you'll have seen it from both sides. But this is the back. I did a copy paste, but I did a little variation up here, and I put in all these lights across the top, so it looks pretty cool at night as well as the other side does. So if I make this nighttime, that looks pretty cool, I think. There we go. So yeah, I mean, let me know your guys' thoughts on that, and I just kind of put in these flowers here, and because there was only kind of 2 flower boxes that I liked for this theme I was going for, what I did to actually create some more variations is I actually got some other flower boxes as well and kind of clipped them into each other. So you can see if I kind of go down here quite slowly, you can see that none of these flower boxes have got the same kind of little overhang on the side. And that's because if I get in real close here, you can see on this one, if I get in real close, you can see there's a flower box on top of the flower box there. So if I go into edit building, you can see there's one there and there's one there. And that kind of gives a little bit more of a custom, unique look to each one, so it's not so repetitive. I thought that was pretty cool, I guess. Okay, so what we're going to do in this episode is we are going to work on some buildings for this main street here. We're going to start small and work our way up to some of the bigger buildings that I would like to do in this park. And what I want to work on, first of all, is some sort of New York-style apartment blocks. I think this should be pretty cool. I've had a little bit of a play around with some ideas in another park. And, yeah, I'm looking forward to getting into this. But, first of all, what I'm still debating whether this kind of too wide here, whether that is enough kind of breathing room, if you like, for when you come out onto this side of the park. I'm not entirely sure if it is. Not entirely sure. I think it could be. I think what we could probably do, in fact, is we could maybe move this kind of pavement area that we've got here over to this side. And we could kind of have this garden just join up with this one. So it's all kind of one big thing. And then you've got this path area towards the end. And that just might give it a little bit more breathing room. Yeah. I'm not sure. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. But I think it's okay, I guess. I think it's okay. So, what we're going to do some New York-style apartment buildings. And, yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. It should be pretty cool. So, yeah, what I want to do first of all is I'm going to just stick a path into where the front door is going to be. So we can kind of see where we're going to be. I think it's going to be right here. So I'm going to turn off, in the bottom right you can see here, In fact, if you were wondering how I got the rails on the side of the path here, this really nice rail is you just click on this, railing on ground queue, in this tab in the advanced settings on the path control box. And that will turn on the rails when you're on ground level. Usually it will only do those automatically if you're kind of on an elevation. Let me see if here I can remember the key to elevate the path. No, I can't. But I know you just click and drag up, but it doesn't seem to be working right now. Maybe that's because I'm on the grid thing. But yeah, there we go. Yeah, so if I click and drag up like that, it will only create the railing by default if you make a stairway like that. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, if you go down here and you click on railing on ground queue, then it will do it. It will do it on the ground, which is pretty cool, I think. Pretty cool. So we're going to undo that, and then we're going to go back to here, and then we're going to go, yeah, we're just going to place a path in on the grid here. So we're going to do it railing on ground queue. Sorry, not railing on ground queue, railing on ground path. What am I talking about? You probably realized that when I was speaking there, but yeah, there we go. Okay, awesome stuff. So that's going to be basically where the front door is of this building. So let's get into this. So what I'd like to do is, I've seen in here there's a classic brick, and that is a really nice looking brick. And look at that, boom, that looks super nice. Let's get the sunlight on that. There we go. That looks super nice for what we're going to be going for here. It's just the perfect piece to build this kind of thing. So should be great. Now we're going to kind of get this pretty perfect if we can. Let's see how that looks. Slightly off there. So let's just move that slightly. And I've actually bound a couple of the keyboard shortcuts to my mouse, actually. I've bound the advanced move and a few others to my mouse, and that's actually working out really well. Awesome, I love it. Okay, cool. So what we want to do on this building is we want to actually go for a slightly different brick color than the default, I think. And let's see here. So let's go for something still red, but a bit more orange here. So let's try this one. No, that's way too red. What about this? It's difficult to see while it's selected. Wow, no. Okay, that's way too bright. So we want it to be a bit darker than that. Okay. Maybe something in this region. Let's see on this side. That's kind of what we're going for, yeah, roughly. I mean, it looks a bit garish at the moment because we haven't changed these bricks, but there we go. Yeah, I think that looks okay. It's a bit difficult to see, to be honest, because the sunlight is so bright at the moment. Let's see if we can change this to a different time. Let's say 3 p.m. Okay, that's a bit better. Yeah, we can see it now. Okay, cool. And then let's just compare that to the default. Just to make sure I haven't actually selected the default color. Okay, let's see. Ah, no, I haven't. No, that's great. That's perfect. That's exactly the color I was going for there. Okay, so let's get into this. So, this should be a fairly quick build, to be honest with you. So, we're gonna do this on camera, and we're gonna just start off by doing the very front face of the building. We'll worry about the sides at a later stage. So let's do it like that, and then we'll go up again, I think. Let's see. Okay, so 3 high. What do we think? Do we think 3 high or maybe 4? What about if we do... Ooh, this is... That's only 1 meter. So what if we do... Where's the 2 meter? There we go. We'll go for the 2 meter like that. Okay. Yeah, that looks cool, I think. Okay. Awesome stuff. So we're going to go for that. And I'm going to actually just change the lighting a little bit more just to... So we can see it a bit better. There we go. 2 p.m. That's lovely. Okay, cool. So let's start getting this thing put together. So ideally, first of all, so I can see what it's going to kind of... I mean, to get the best idea of how it's going to look in the end is... The best thing to do, really, is usually just sticking the windows in, I find. So let's stick some windows in. Let's go for these ones. I think they're pretty good New York style. I have scoped out the Windows set in ahead of time, actually. As you may be able to tell, that like all these sort of end windows, they're going to be so perfect for what we're doing here, and they're going to work so well. So let's get into this. Let's do... Where shall we do the first ones? We'll do them about here, I think. And then we're going to go into there and go on advanced move and just kind of... Oops. We're going to go advanced duplicate. So we're going to do... I think we'll get 4 going across. Yeah, there we go. And then we'll go down a level. There we go. Cool. Awesome stuff. And I actually think they might be a little bit too far apart. So I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm actually going to do it one less. So I'm going to do it like this. And that should make it look a little bit better. Okay, cool. So we're kind of getting there. That looks good. And we're going to have to pick a door now. Let's pick a door just before we do any more windows. And again, all these wooden doors at the bottom, they're going to be so perfect for this kind of thing. So let's see. Which door do we want to go for? Let's see. That's quite a nice one. Not that one. Not that one. Definitely not that one. Let's see what else we got. This could work. This could work, actually. Let's do this one. So we'll change it to black. And then it's got a secondary color. What's the secondary color for? Let's see. Let's change it to something crazy. Move. Okay. I don't know what happened there. Oh. Okay, so it's for like the door frame and stuff. So we want that to be the same color really. So we'll do it as black. So then we'll stick this guy right there, and then we'll do an advanced duplicate and move on this, and then we will rotate. Oh no. I wanted to flip it so that we could do double doors, but the back of the door is not... It's not the same texture, is it? Oh, that sucks. Okay, let's try a different door. Oh, okay. That's pretty similar, isn't it? Let's do that one. Yeah. Okay, that'll do. I don't mind that it looks a little bit shabby because, you know, this is a New York theme we're going for, so it's going to be a little bit gritty. So, yeah, I think that's fine, to be honest. And I think what we can actually do here is we can actually move all of these windows just up a little bit. And we can get in another row just above the door. So we'll do that, and then we'll go and duplicate those guys. And I think that should fit in nicely. Just there. And then we can do another window. Oops. Still getting used to my my new mouse bindings. So that's it there. Okay. That looks good to me. Cool. Okay. So let's kind of spruce this up a little bit. Let's take this the next step. So let's do a similar thing to what I did in the entrance area with the kind of pavement. So we'll go in here and get a flat roof, concrete, rough concrete. We want smooth concrete. Okay, so there's no smooth concrete. It must have been rough concrete that I used previously. So yeah, we want to go for this guy, and what I think would be best is we take the grid height down as low as we can do, and we just kind of lower it down just like one click like that. I think that looks okay. And I think actually what we want to do with the path is we want to go back in here and we want to select the grid. And you remember how I was going on before about this railing situation? I think we do actually want that here. Oh no, maybe not. Oh, that's a shame. What if we do that? That's okay, actually. Because we're not going to put anything here, so people shouldn't walk up here and walk through the building. So that should be okay, I think. Okay, so let's do a little bit more here. Let's spruce this up a bit more. Let's have a look for some of the bits here. Okay, so yeah, I'm just having a quick look through here, but I'm also looking at my my watch here, and this episode's getting to be quite long already. So what I'm gonna do for the rest of this build here is I'm gonna put it into a time lapse. So I'll get that going now, and I'll see you guys in a couple of minutes. Okay then, alright, so I think that's looking pretty good, I think. I was, just when I was getting going there, and I was kind of messing with a few bits, I was looking at it, I was thinking, is this actually going to work? But I think it does work. It works pretty nice, I think. It's pretty good for our first building anyway. It's just the front face, but, you know, obviously we're going to do the sides later on down the line. So I think, yeah, I think that works for now. What I'm going to do in between episodes is I'm going to work on a few more of these and get them all next to this one all lined up. And I think it will look good once you've got, you know, a good row of them going on. And it'll definitely, you know, put across that aesthetic a little bit more. But yeah, I mean, I think that's going to be it for now because, like I say, this episode was already getting a little long before I started doing this. And, yeah, we're definitely at the wrapping up point now. So, yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wind it down here. Like I say, I'm going to work on a few more of these in between episodes. So do stay tuned for that. And, yeah, so thank you very much for watching. Please do leave me a like on the video if you did like it. And if you really liked it, then hit that subscribe button for more videos like this. and check the playlist in the description if you've missed any of the previous episodes. So once again, thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.